Hello and good afternoon, I'm Ursa Ryan and welcome to some more Civilization 6. Now, if you've been watching the last couple of AI Only World Cups that we've been running on this channel, you might have one overwhelming question that you haven't yet had answered. Whenever I watch these AI Only battles, the computer always seems to do really stupid things. It can't take over cities, it can't muster and wield an army with any skill. I wonder if I could have done better if I was playing in the heat. Well, to help answer that question, I am going to be diving into exactly the same match as we've been running throughout this entire tournament. We are playing on a Pangaea tiny map with 6 people crowded in, and just for good measure, we've got all the finalists: Peter, Gandhi, Manatori, Lautaro and John Curtin, really just to make sure that we're dealing with as hard a game as we can get. We've gone for domination victory, we've gone for no barbarians, it's all exactly the same rules, 10 city-states. Play along at home if you like. Hang on, there you go. Here's the game seed. Yeah, that's right. Go and just type that in, I guess, and maybe you'll get exactly the same map as I did. Who knows? Who knows? But then I was thinking, Deity, online speed, Pangaea. There is... Yeah, I get the distinct feeling that the answer to this is going to be no, I cannot beat the computer on Deity on such a small map that's crowded. And don't forget, with the AI Plus mod on, all of the same rules apply, and the AI Plus mod, if it doesn't improve the AI, it certainly makes it a lot more aggressive and builds up a lot more troops. Now, there is a distinct risk when I play this game that I am going to be no better than the settler AI that we always have to autoplay and watch. I might get knocked out of this within 50 turns. Let's see what happens, shall we? This could really go badly. Or I could prove to everybody that I can actually play Civ 6 and I'm a Deity master. I wouldn't put money on that. So I was thinking, who do I play? I could play as Norway. I was thinking about that for a little while. Norway, the Eternal Watcher, or maybe even Alexander, just being able to, you know, the Civ that we would normally have to end up watching for the whole thing. We could take over and really give Norway and Alexander the victory that they wanted. But then I thought, Deity, AI Plus, I'm going to need a hand. I'm going to need somebody, a really good leader, someone on the bordering of cheaty. No, I'd never cheat on this game, but somebody who is strong enough and powerful enough to guide me through this game and to victory against Deity only. You know, the sort of leader where if I fail still and I get knocked out after 50 turns, we can definitively say I would not have been able to beat the game with any other person. And that person can only be Bear Grylls. Now, if you don't know who Bear Grylls is, he is a hilarious half legend, half absolute idiot. He does lots of wildlife programs over in the UK, and I think he's now chief scout or something really stupid. Like, why they would give him responsibility A, at all, and B, over children, I have no idea. But anyway, he's an alternative modded leader you can bring in charge of England, and instead of having any of this naval stuff or settling on other continents, you get +1 food from all tiles and you unlock the Bear Grylls unit later in the game. I think at radio. So just to give you an indication, the Bear Grylls unit, you only get one of them, but he's quite powerful. Well, we'll see if I can get all the way to radio. That's a distinctly long way off, but it's full of proteins. Bear Grylls is famous for eating absolutely anything, including his own urine that he drinks on a regular basis, and because of that, +1 food to all tiles. Now, you might be saying at home, Ursa Ryan, +1 food from all tiles is absolutely cheaty. How could you get away with yourself? And to that I say, let's just jump into the game, shall we? Honestly, even with a slight cheat, I'm still going to lose. This is going to be horrendous. Oh, just look at him. What an absolutely ridiculous human being. Oh, if you don't know who Bear Grylls is, just go Google something like Bear Grylls, celebrities, urine. I mean, don't do it at work. That might get you into trouble, but he's a funny bloke. He's very interesting. Do you know him in America? I think he might have met Obama. You know, I think he actually did meet Barack Obama when he was president, or maybe when he was sort of coming out of being president. I lose track. I get the distinct impression he would not have met Trump. So you know what? As starts go, actually, that's a pretty damn good start. For Deity, you kind of need a nice combination of hills, food-producing tiles, and cattle. And if I stick the yields on, you can see I've got Oh, I've already got a triple production salve. I'll probably end up just settling on that because I want access to that bananas pretty quickly. But salt is useful because inevitably I will end up getting very salty. And incense is even more useful because that means I can rush and get a pantheon nice and quickly. I think there's going to be a couple of things that help us survive through this game. We've got to create a Bear Grylls themed religion, and by that, a religion is pretty much the only way we're going to end up winning this game. We've got to get holy sites down, we've got to immortalize Bear Grylls as our one and only true god, and distinctly we've got to get the defender of the faith, so we get that plus 10 defense, because at some point we are going to get absolutely ganged up on by a lot of deity angry AIs, and I think that's the only way I think we're going to be able to do this. Although saying that, writing, we're going to have to beeline for that and get loads of campuses as well as trade routes. Trade routes, campuses, and holy sites are all going to be important. Now, unfortunately, we are playing as England, which means Royal Navy dockyards are very good, but we're not going to go anywhere near the sea. Although actually that does look like the sea over there, so maybe we're not as far. Yeah, there we go. We've got it. So we're not as far away from the ocean as we thought. Maybe Royal Navy dockyards will become a thing later in the game, but I mean, it's going to be tough. We're playing on a Pangaea map as it is. Anyway, just watch this. This is brilliant. So look at all the yields, right? Look at all the yields, and then we'll go plonk, put the city down, and hooray! Everything has +1 food. It's really good. Oh, just look at this. Look at this ridiculous advantage and just think, isn't this going to be super, super embarrassing when Ryan ends up losing anyway? Yep, it's going to be that sort of game. Now, in a civilization famed for eating absolutely everything, will we eat the residents of this tribal village? The answer, yes. We ate them and we converted them into bronze. Also, that's pretty much as bad a hut as you're going to get. Which is a shame. I really wanted a settler. A settler? A builder. A builder would have been good. But, alas, it is not to be. It's really good though. We're on turn 5 and we've already got population 3. So, you know, housing is going to be a problem. We're not going to be able to cheat our way through the housing issue, but I am just working a couple of convenient food tiles towards the start of the game just to make sure our population is nice and high, just to get these early game techs, if nothing else. We're also pumping out a couple of warriors very early on, just A, to scout, and B, to make sure that if the computer does come, we've at least got some standing army. Ah, Lisbon, good to meet you. Actually, it's very good to meet you. You will be my staunch ally, up until one of the AIs ends up invariably killing you. I mean, very quickly. I'm not going to bother getting to know Lisbon very well. It's not worth it. So it's time to immortalise Bear Grylls as the one and true God King that we know. There's no point having barbarians, and we don't have any recon units, so these military disciplines are useless at the moment. But we are going to make sure that we're working our faith tile just for a little bit until we start, working and producing some of these tiles. That 2 faith per turn is going to get us a pantheon nice and quickly. We are at the moment just still pumping out a couple of warriors, just because I don't actually have the text to improve any of these tiles at the moment. There's no point getting builders. I mean, I'm not going to be working these tiles. I kind of want to wait until I've got at least mining and irrigation and whole animal husbandry. Oh, it's a real annoying split between all the techs, unfortunately, our start, which isn't great, but there we go. And at the moment, we're looking for settling spots. And a recon unit. Now, you see, look, it's worth getting that upgrade. I don't think it would be unfair to say that we are 100% rushing the holy site here. It just has to be done. It very much has to be done. We've got to get a religion, and we've got to get Defender of the Faith. Otherwise, we are just going to be completely undefended when it comes to that inevitable Deity AI rush of death. Hello, Russia. I definitely didn't know that you were going to be here. Oh, look, they've settled in the middle of the desert. It's good to see the AI is not playing any differently because I'm in here. Oh, and Mapushi. Here we go. We're finding everybody now. We've actually got a decent amount of space. We've got to make sure we get our settlers down nice and quickly, but yeah, keeping early game friends is going to be super important as well, because if the AI gangs up on us, we're going to get very quickly killed. Okay, right, already they're rejecting delegations. Come on. There we go, Russia will be our friend. At least we've got one friend in this entire game. So we want to get probably 7 cities if we can. We're going to be taking advantage of when we get to this one, Government Plaza, and then building the Government Plaza and getting to well, you know what, whatever these political philosophy buildings are. Essentially, I want to build the one that gives you amenities and housing for having a governor in your place, because it's the only way we're going to get crazy levels of housing. We're going to check in quickly on the great profit points. You can see Russia already is going to rush towards getting that first great profit. There's very little we can do about that unless we rush it with holy site prayers, and unfortunately, we very much are. We need to do it. So we're gonna waste a couple of turns production to do that. But honestly, getting that religion is the #1 priority. If we can do that, then we might actually stand a chance. Oh, now they wanted to go. For God's sake, the computer, it's so flippin' two-sided when it comes to this stuff. Oh, they want to send us a delegation, but we're not allowed to send that. Oh, they see, look, now we've got one. Now we've got one. So possibly the best pantheon in the game is Earth Goddess. +1 faith from tiles with charming or better appeal. That applies across your empire, and pretty much just, I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles, including the tile that my capital is on. All of these get extra faith now. It's possibly the best pantheon, and is it overpowered? Yes, totally. Should you build the Eiffel Tower when you've got it, which increases all the appeal of your tiles anyway? Definitely. Am I ashamed that I'm using such a, gamey way of doing things? 100% no. So 2 great work projects, and I've got 28 points. The great profit will be mine. It's now just a case of making sure that we can actually, produce anything. So instead of settler rushing just at this early stage of the game, which takes a little while, I want to make sure my capital's population is as high as we can get it, and housing is going to be the #1 issue. Well, amenities as well, but housing especially. So I'm going to build a couple of builders. We're going to improve every tile that we can. Like, I've got at least 3 tiles that I can immediately improve, and then more to come, so that's all good. I want to make sure, London is about 8-9 population, and then we're going to start rushing out settlers in like 2 turns, as opposed to taking 4 turns now and really regretting it later. I'm also, if I've got enough gold, I'm going to quickly buy in a granary. There we go, and now the housing is going to go absolutely mental. Simon Peter, he comes to immortalize forever Bear Grylls as the god that we know, but what can we do? We could have a cow, something that people traditionally eat, maybe even a crab. More rare thing. No, we're going to go for the scorpion. Only Bear Grylls would eat scorpion. It's beautiful. Actually, hang on. Wait. Eastern Orthodoxy. Oh, phew. For a second there, I was like, they've chosen it. I know they have. So now that I've got a completely mature name, I'm going to immediately look for this one. Religious community, because housing is going to be absolutely key in this game to getting huge population cities. And we're also going to go for Defender of the Faith, because my god, we need that stuff. Well, just as we discover writing, we can see it's a lot of Mapuche units, all just randomly coming towards me. Why would you be doing that? You gonna deity rush me with all those starting warriors that you've got? No, the game would never do that. It would never do that at all. Let's just quickly research archery and just drop everything we're doing and produce just slingers. Nothing but slingers. Because I'm now suddenly very scared, and my builders were going to build, and now I can't because they're coming for me, and I'm going to die, and it's only turn 21. Quick, diplomatically, can we make super friends with them? Wait, they like me. If they like me enough, it's possible, no, no, I want to be friends. No, they're not prepared for friendship. I literally have nothing to trade. Oh well. It's going to be that sort of game. But you know what, it might not be the worst thing. We're not in a golden age, so Mapuche haven't got their super bonus against us. And more specifically as well, with the Defender of the Faith, as long as I'm fighting in my borders, I might actually get away with this. But we'll see. No doubt I won't.